Good morning or good afternoon. It's Chris Pree with Smart Real Estate Coach again with another Deal Structures Sunday. The deals are actually coming hot and heavy during the chaos, guys. And so it is real cool that A, you're seeing new people on here, and B, you're seeing that the terms business is booming right now. And it's not at the detriment of others. It's because we can help tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. So welcome, Brian O'Neill from the Chicago market and High Six associate, and sold deal number one, taken deal number two, right?
That's right. That's right. Thanks. Great to be here.
Okay, so let's dive right in. I'm going to do my best to not butcher these numbers or the drawing of such. So what's the source in this one?
This was a slide broadcast expired.
You know, the last like 4 deal structures we've done, they've been slide broadcast expireds. So let me ask you this. I won't have you define slide broadcast again because we've done the last 2 or 3 deal structures. Mm-hmm. The time from when you sent it to when they called back to, you know, just follow the progression to when you got the deal and how that took place.
Yeah, good question, because a lot of these slide broadcasts are immediate responses within a couple of days. I would say about 2+ weeks went by before she called. And she called out of the blue and said, "Hey, I got a voicemail from you. I'd be interested in speaking." And when I talked to her on the phone, I called her back right away. It was pretty clear that she was ready to do something because she was not having any success selling her house on the open market. She had been on and off for about 9 months.
9 months on the market with realtors?
With a realtor on and off, yeah, and just wasn't getting any activity. I don't think
as you can see, I already made a mess of the board. The source was slide broadcast expired. We're going to talk about the type deal in a minute.
Sure.
What was the price she was on when for a while as an expired?
She was on at 175.
Okay. And you structured what type of deal?
A 36-month sandwich lease.
36 months. Okay. And sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was the price you tied it up for?
174,642.
Okay, so the viewers are clear, Brian, I know you are, on all sandwich structures. We take the sort of agreed upon price of what he just said. We take the mortgage amount, which is how much?
I owe her 35,000, so it was
like 130 something owed.
Yeah, 138, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so what Brian said to the seller, essentially, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, is okay. We kind of think it's worth this. All right, great. Well, we're gonna pay off the mortgage at the end of the loan, and we're gonna give you this much cash, and this much is 35 grand.
Exactly.
Okay. So the price is really 35,000 plus payoff of the loan.
Correct.
35K plus mortgage. All right, and that totaled 170 something.
Right.
76.
174.
Right.
Yeah.
174. Okay, and we sold it for how much?
199,900.
199,900. How long was this on the market with you?
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Good. I tell people, so for the viewers to know, when a seller says how long it takes, I don't know. But we've seen everything from the first weekend we release it to our list to 120 days. And so 5 weeks is not too shabby. All right, so let's dive in. Payday 1, deposit from buyer. You are closing this in like 4 days.
Yeah, it's the end of the month. Yeah.
2 days away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so deposit, payday 1 total.
20,000.
20,000 even, nice round numbers.
10%, yeah.
Now, disclosure to everybody, when he signs Tuesday next week, which is in like 4 or 5 days, he's not getting it all up front. From memory, you're getting how much?
I'm getting 7,900, which is 6,000 plus the first month. So 79.10 to be exact.
Plus first month. That's 79.10. Guys, again, super important. You understand that. Why did Brian do that? Even though it's his first sold deal, he did not wimp out and give away that first month. He said to the seller, per our agreements, they're all pre-printed unless you give in, that we'll start your payments 1 month after occupancy, because if someone's starting May 1, The payment due May 1 for you, Mrs. Seller, was for April, and you were in the house, we weren't. That's the logic. So 79.10, Brian,
79.10.
day one at closing. The rest of that 20 grand comes where and when?
We're scheduling out 2,000 at the end of July, another 2,000 in October, 5,000 at tax time next year, and 5,000 at tax time the following year.
Sweet. And you had these guys kind of pre-qualified because we set buyers up to win. You got them pre-qualified with my credit team.
We did, and I'll say something just about the buyer. It was easy to pick them. They did everything we asked them to do. Followed all the steps. Did everything we asked them to do. Because we had multiple buyers looking at this house.
Okay. Okay, so Brian, that's a good nuance you brought up because you kind of get a feel, right? You're new and you kind of get a feel right away. Like these guys are a pain in the butt, or these guys are following everything we told them to do in the videos and the phone calls.
100%, because there were other buyers that were not following what we asked them to do.
And what does that tell you? They're not going to follow the whole process. They're not going to follow you.
Do I want to deal with them for the next 2-3 years?
Yeah. It's funny how predictable it is, and they think like this new stuff they throw at us or when they don't answer us. All right, monthly payment on the mortgage that you're paying on the underlying for the seller.
$1,613.
Okay, and the payment from the buyer.
$1,910.
That difference is how much?
$297.
Whoops, come on, Chris. 297.
297.
Times what's the term? 36 months.
36, and that comes to 10,692.
Awesome. So payday 1, 20, payday 2, almost 11 grand. We marked that house up only what, like 20-ish, 23, 24?
25,000.
Okay. On the underlying loan that you're paying $1,613 on, how much principal pay down?
About $395 per month.
Principal pay down $395 per month. What's that come to?
14.2 over 36 months. Yeah.
14.2 principal pay down. Pretty cool. At the cash out though, we got to account for off of that price of $199. We got to account for the deposit they already paid of 20 grand. So you make sure cash out what?
The cash out is 19,478.
19,478.
Yes.
So the total profit?
$50,170 plus the first month. So that's $52,80.
Okay, so call it 52 grand. Brian, in about 2 more deals, will have his own averages, but that's slightly above our low of our average across the country. It's actually almost between the low and the median. So let me ask you this, Brian. In the notes, we have room, so let me scribble some other stuff. How much time did you spend on this deal, would you say? I know it's not exact. Phone calls. I don't know if you showed it. Did you show it or use a lockbox?
She was in the house, so the seller did all the viewings. I went to her. I think I had maybe 1 phone call with her. I had another 3-way call with Zach, and I went to her house for an appointment. I was going to be there for a half an hour, and I sent her out the contract. She signed it within 2 days.
Okay, sweet. So it was interesting because I don't think this has come up in the last few deal structures. So we don't show homes typically. The last deal structure I did with Chad, he had an off-the-grid home. And he had a lot of nuances that he had to show up, but that's rare. This is very typical that Brian did, not to mention we're in a time with the virus, but it's very typical for a seller to open the door. That's what they do. Okay. So I'm sorry, how many hours you think?
So
the whole process?
Not including all the buyer stuff, I'd say.
No, just, I know it's hard. You get calls, but.
Yeah, 2 hours with the seller, tops.
Okay, would you say another 5 hours of miscellaneous garbage of calls and
With
stuff?
the
Or
buyers, yeah, at the most, yeah.
seven? Let's say 10 hours. I don't think you spend 10 hours solid on this deal, but
No.
if you did, it's $5,000 an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Chad's came to 2,000. I always like doing that. Pretty cool. Okay. So at $5,000 an hour, I think when you start to scale this business, for the viewers to know, after deal, like right around now, Brian's getting deals and he's getting some solds. It's time to add an admin. Oh, coincidentally, that's what he's doing. And does it pay when you're worth $5,000 an hour? Yes, it does. So good show, Brian. What did I not ask about this deal? Any nuances? Because you brought up some cool things that I forgot.
Yeah, no, it was, I will say about this, it's really important to work with people who want to work with you. I mean, the seller was super flexible, and the motivation was there. She was at her wit's end. She couldn't sell the house. She had bought a condo nearby. She was downsizing, and she wanted to get moved to the condo and didn't want 2 mortgage payments. So that was a huge motivator for her when I came along and said, "Hey, I can pay your mortgage payment." And she didn't need all the money. She didn't need the equity. So
Strictly on motivation.
it's really important to find that, and then to deal with someone who's flexible. She didn't mind, having people come to the house and view, and we did everything safely, obviously, but there just wasn't any pushback from her at all. It was great to work with.
5 weeks versus how long did you say at the very beginning she was on Realtors?
9 months.
9 months. We've had people, I think Chad's off the grid home was 2 years, and then he sold it in it was longer for the norm, but it was a few months.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Congrats. I know you're gonna have many more. For these guys to know too, you didn't go right to high 6. From memory, you were immersion member first, correct?
That is correct. Yep.
Yeah. So I want these guys to know that we do have a really cool progression going on. I don't know when you're going to see this. It might be a month from now, but there's a brand new package by the time this airs, it'll be out, that allows you to come in. If you've never had QLS course before, jump into our 90-day jumpstart program, which is usually $5,000 plus the QLS. So you're spending $6,000 to get started for weekly coaching group. You can now get the QLS for free and get into 90-day jumpstart. Now, why do I share that relative to what Brian did? Because he didn't do that route. He went right up. Because you can then at any time during the contract upgrade to the next level and apply that entire amount. So it's pretty cool. I encourage you to dig further. If you don't have any idea what I'm talking about and you want to know how to do deals, the QLS course is your answer. But if you want to fast forward it and get our help and have us locking arms with you, then just send me a note to do a strategy call with you, and I'll help you design the best plan so you can go out and help tens of thousands of families or whatever number you want in your local marketplace. To get a strategy call, simply go to smartrealestatecoach.com/strategy call. That's it. And myself or Zach will jump on the phone with you. Brian, congrats, my man. Super cool. I can't wait to do more of these with you. And I can't wait to see you collecting more paychecks like you're going to next week.